Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you very much, everybody. Apologies for the delay. There were many agenda items and comments in the closed ministerial session, which is just over, with very positive results. We'll have to make a shorter timeline on the ministerial press conference. Following that, please join us for the open ministerial with industry and private sector, and all participants are very welcome to join. Translation is available on your headsets, channel 2 for English, channel 3 for French. Without further ado, I'll hand over to the head of the Secretary General's Office of the ITF, Jari Kopula.
Thank you, Ronan, and good afternoon, everybody. It's a very pleasure to be here, and thank you for your patience, as Ronan said. Ministers have just concluded the Council of Ministers of Transport meeting, and I would right away like to invite Minister of Transport and Telecommunication of Chile, Juan Muñoz, to report conclusions from this groundbreaking meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. From here? Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. Yeah, we have concluded our session of the International Transport Forum with the participation of approximately 50 countries, 2 of them online. The event allowed us, and I think that's part of the highlight of this session, to approve 2 policy recommendations for the ITF. This is the first time ever that ITF agrees on 2 policy recommendation documents. It was good the document allowed us also to incorporate the observations and comments and contributions from every country. I think it tells us a lot about how multilateral dialogue can contribute to move ahead, to move forward. And this is part of what our country in Chile has always tried to contribute. The 2 documents that we have approved are policy recommendations on road safety on one hand, and also on how artificial intelligence should be incorporated in transportation systems. They are broad documents that provide general policies that could be adopted and could enlighten the way that transport policies should be implemented in each country. I think these are great news. It also is quite an honor for Chile to have been presiding ITF during this year. It has given us the opportunity, the possibility of visibilize the efforts that our country has done during the recent years to make our transport systems more effective, more efficient, providing better quality of service, at the same time more sustainable and more fair service, so that nobody is left behind. It's very important also for Chile to have led the International Transport Forum as a great opportunity for the government and for the country. We also would like to wish Azerbaijan, the country that will be leading the ITF in the next year, the best luck. I think that the opportunity to bring some consensus on different policy recommendations on different topics is really valuable. One topic that we would have loved to move ahead is, of course, the decarbonization, and that's something that I think is left for the future, because it's certainly one of the challenges that our times are facing.
Thank you very much, Minister Muñoz, and thank you for your leadership on this landmark decision of the 2 policy recommendations as well. I'd like to now invite the Secretary General of the International Transport Forum, Dr. Yang Tae Kim, to give his reflections from the Council of Ministers of Transport. Secretary General.
When I think about what we discussed in the Council of Ministers, the meeting, I think Minister Muñoz already explained everything. So simply I want to add some the thank you note and some congratulations note to countries, adding some more detailed information, kind of introduction. And you just heard from the report from Council of Ministers by Juan Muñoz. But I personally say, I I cannot say enough good things about the way Juan Carlos has led this organization of the past years. And you also saw a great dance on the stage, and he really worked with all his body and mind. So I think it was very impressive, and no other minister really showed that kind of multitasking skills on this platform. So I really appreciate that. And also he combines passions and ambition with circumspection and consideration. And there can be no better qualities to keep a diverse group of 69 countries from the continents on a common course. So, for example, imagine that Chile served as presidency for 1 year, but that doesn't mean that they sacrificed only for 1 year, because they started as a second vice presidency 3 years ago, and they moved up to first vice presidency. And finally, they served as presidency. So totally 3 years, they served as one of the leaders in ITF platform. And imagine that during the past 3 years, what happened in the world? And it was not easy, and it's not really a peaceful the situation. We really struggled with a lot of the events, unexpected events and crises. So I really thank personally, and I really appreciate the Chilean government and also personal dedication of Minister Muñoz. Now I can really thank him as a friend and somebody that respects Juan Carlos Muñoz. So once again, muchas gracias. And today, Chile hands the mantle of the ITF presidency over to Azerbaijan. Also, Azerbaijan is a great country that I know very well. I visited already several times. And same. They now become presidency, but they started already 2 years ago as a second vice presidency. So they know about ITF. They know what happened in the past. So I think we can really produce good outcomes together for the next 1 year. And especially last year in Baku, a great event, COP29 was organized, and I was there. And also recently, Azerbaijan chaired non-aligned movement, a group of 120 the countries. And also they also host the renowned Baku International Forums. And now ITF will benefit a lot from Azerbaijan's experience. I feel that they are committed and ready. So knowing that, I will stop here. It's like a movie trailer, and we will see what will happen for the next 1 year. So thanking both countries for their dedication and passion, I stop here. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. And before moving to Azerbaijan Deputy Minister, Minister Muñoz.
Yeah, I would also like to make 2 other comments that I forgot in my previous intervention. One is that in the road safety policy recommendation, we also received the support and contributions of several NGOs, organizations like the World Health Organization or the United Nations that really were relevant to achieve the final document as brief and concise, but at the same time taking care of the most important elements. The second one is that there was in the room a statement by a group of like-minded countries led by Poland that continue the line of action that was adopted in May 2022. That was also something important that these countries wanted to mention.
Thank you very much for those additions. Now, I would like to invite next the Deputy Minister of Digital Development and Transport of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Mr. Rahman Humatov, as an upcoming ITF presidency to provide his remarks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, it's a true privilege for the Republic of Azerbaijan to assume the presidency of the International Transport Forum. On behalf of our government, I want to sincerely thank the ITF Secretariat, especially Secretary General Dr. Yang Tae Kim, for their continued leadership and trust. We are proud to take on this responsibility and fully committed to supporting the forum's vision during our term. We also express deep gratitude to Chile for their excellent leadership during their term. Their leadership has helped shape constructive dialogue and meaningful action in global transport. For Azerbaijan, this presidency is not just a role, it's a continuation of our broader efforts to foster smarter, greener, and more connected transport systems. We know that transport is more than infrastructure. It's a tool for economic growth, regional cooperation, and social inclusion. We are pleased to reaffirm our support to the policy recommendations advanced under Chile's leadership, particularly those related to adoption of digital and AI-driven innovations and strengthening road safety frameworks. One of our top priorities will be enhancing multimodal transport connectivity, particularly through the strengthening of international transport corridors. As a strategic crossroads between East and West, Azerbaijan continues to invest in developing reliable infrastructure. We also actively advancing local and regional initiatives aimed at establishing resilient and sustainable regional transport hubs designed to strengthen freight connectivity and diversity supply chain. A key example is the liberated territories of Azerbaijan, where we transform the region into a strategic node for future connectivity. In terms of capacity building, we are pleased to note that one of our national experts has just begun duties at the ITF this month. This expert secondment reflects our strong institutional partnership and our desire to invest in shared knowledge and technical exchange. In the months ahead, we'll continue to working closely with all ITF members to champion innovation, promote sustainable practice, and advance shared goals. We also invite you to visit Azerbaijan's stand at the exhibition to explore our ongoing projects. We are here to share, to listen, to collaborate. Thank you, and we look forward to working with all of you throughout our presidency.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister.
Thank you.
Finally, it is a great pleasure to invite State Secretary, Federal Minister of Transport Germany, Claudia Stutz, for her remarks as a long-standing supporter and host country for the ITF Summit. State Secretary.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we face enormous challenges in light of the geopolitical environment, ongoing climate change, and digital transformation. And so I'm very glad that the ITF brings ministers, decision makers, but also all the stakeholders from across the globe to Leipzig every year. This year's theme, Transport Resilience to Global Shocks, carries in an important message. The message to maintain and to upgrade our infrastructure and to make it sustainable. This applies to all modes of transport, to roads, to railways, to waterways and airways. We came along yesterday and today that we can achieve a lot more if we cooperate at international level, pool resources, share expertise, and establish common goals and political strategies. And therefore, we expressively welcome the Council's adoption of the two policy recommendations, one on the road safety and one on the use of AI systems. Thanks especially to the Chilean presidency for all your efforts. Supporting road safety activities is a key element of our road safety policies. We can develop harmonized rules for more safety only by better coordinating our efforts at international level. We've already implemented numerous measures to improve road safety in our cities in Germany, especially for protecting children. And with regard to the digitalization, the mobility sector is a high priority for Germany. The technologies related to autonomous and connected driving in particular have the potential to improve citizens' quality of life, not only in the cities, but also in the rural areas. Successful examples of digitalization in public administration include digital driving license application and web-based vehicle registration processes. That's about the recommendations for today. But finally, I would like to point out one point which we have felt great unity in our discussions yesterday and today. It is our solidarity for Ukraine from many of the countries in attendance. The ministers have had very fruitful discussions on setting in motion measures to support the reconstruction of Ukraine's transport infrastructure. We will work on the details the upcoming weeks and months. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, State Secretary. And as you have all heard, the bells are ringing already for the open ministerial meeting. And so unfortunately, we do not have time for questions at this point, but we invite you all to contact our media team for interviews, for opportunities. Ronan, our head of communications here, to continue those discussions. And if I may ask our distinguished ministers panel to join for a photo opportunity just outside of the room for the presidency handover as well. Thank you all. Thank you for coming.